Are you watching me? You perverts. Now I got here a little bit ago, unloaded the truck and all what I needed to unload. I've got to still go to town to go get like a few basic needs. I do need to get some pit stick and some soap and stuff, like shampoo stuff. And like at least a couple gallons of water or so until I can get down to the market. I am noticing though I'm going to have to change the key code on my lockbox. And I know only, other than the realtors, I know only one person knows, one other person knows that lockbox code. And coming in and finding that only the main bedroom door is open and the bed shifted in a certain way. And yeah, that's telling me somebody came here and used the house for something that they shouldn't have. I could be wrong, but I already know that somebody has a habit of lying habitually, and I just already expected that about half of everything that I hear is going to be honest. Anyways, no. Thankfully, the roads for the most part were clear. They're getting a little bit icy. You can tell here tonight it's going to be icy. Because we got about 3-4 inches of snow, about 3 miles up the hill a little bit. 2-3 miles up the hill. So probably tonight it'll be snowing here. I know when I got here there were some flurries, but no, that'll drop here tonight. Gotta make sure I got the little house key things. And while I'm here, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be resetting this. There we go. Reset. Because, yeah, I know all the windows have been barred up. I saw that my TV out on the porch is busted up real good on the top, so that's telling me somebody was either trying to climb on it to get through a window or some shit. I'm going to check the movie room stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's locked and barred. In fact, I put this in here. Yeah. I'll just put this in there. No. Well, actually, these can go into the fur plate. Because I need to be able to get a fire going tonight. I'm going to have to get a couple bundles of wood. And then, in order to keep some sort of heat in the house here, I've got to, here soon, figure out on some sort of sheets or something to go over the windows. I mean, I can do curtains, but I don't really want to spend the money getting curtain rods and all that shit, too. Just get some cheap sheets or something from Goodwill or whatever. That way it keeps some of the heat and all that in, keeps some of that cold out. All that fun, awesome, groovy stuff. Yeah, I'm checking everything, considering I noticed the neighbors moved the window screen out from here. Because I had this window screen put back in. So, yeah, somebody's been trying to get into my house for a bit, and I know it's my neighbors. There's nothing here for them to steal at this point. And with me being here, it's not a good idea at this point to try and break in. It's really not. I might be a little guy and all that, but I'm a scrappy guy if I have to be. And I do tend to have a habit of, because of how vigilant I can be at times and because I have such a lack of trust in people, you can find me, you can end up finding me, end up almost being like that paranoid prepper type thing. But in this case, I just don't trust people. It's like, just stay out of my fucking house. there's no reason to be here. That's why the code on the house just got changed. Because I know somebody came in here and used the bedroom like they should not have. The problem with my observancy when I leave home, it's like I do certain things with the lockbox to know if like a realtor or somebody's been here. I pay attention to positions of where things are at. Whether I do it on purpose or not, that's really not what I do. I don't actually do it on purpose. It's just out of habit. It's kind of like, I guess it kind of stems from, back in the day when, come on, Mr. Bear. We're going to get heading into town. Like, for some of us, we'd steal our older brother or sister's cigarettes or something, or our cousin smokes, and they would turn around and start numbering their cigarettes, or they would flip one over and they'd memorize where the position of that one was at, because then they would know if somebody's been in their smokes. They might not remember how many they had or whatever, or they might use it as just kind of a memory, kind of a memory key type thing. And so it gives them an idea of, okay, yeah, somebody's been fucking with my shit. I do exactly that. I actually do. Come on, Pop-Ups. Let's go. Come on, let's go. You can do it, Momo. That's my puppy dogs. So, now I'm gonna head in town. I gotta go grab some pit stick and some shampoo, a couple gallons of water. I gotta get a little bit of food. At least something for the night. And then tomorrow I gotta chunk up that tree that's out back here. Sorry. Not trying to mess with the camera, but I will be a little bit here. Putting this on the holder. Yeah, no. Oh, Misha. Yes, I moved stuff out of the way. I did. That's got to go there. I have, of all things, my tarot cards and a lot in my Bible here. Because I may want, at times when bored, I might decide to do, start reading again. Learn. I can read cards, I'm not very good at. It's kind of like, I think I've explained it before. I'm one of those people, I can read it. I just don't know how to say it. It's kind of like it's kind of like some people when it comes to learning a foreign language. They might be able to read the words, but they don't know how to speak them or pronounce them, that type of thing. There's some people that can understand another language, but they can't speak the language. Or there might be people out there, there are people out there who can speak a language and not understand what they're saying. And so they end up looking stupid that way. But I'm just kind of in that sense where those are concerned. I used to be able to read out loud real easy and interpret fairly easy. It's just when I was dealing with the reading for my brother, it was a reading that it was my last reading. I was like, I told him, I was like, I'm not doing this again, because what he asked was not something that you ask for a reading. He thought it would be funny, and the downside is he went exactly the way I said he would go. But at the same time, given the circumstances, anybody could have looked at that situation and been like, dude, yeah, that's the inevitable ending if you keep making those types of choices. But Anyways, I'm heading into town. I've got to get some stuff dealt with. And all that before I get back out here. I probably won't be back to the house for at least a couple more hours or so, maybe. But yep, no, tomorrow, you know, tonight's a night of rest. I gotta, you know, keep myself warm tonight, all that fun stuff. Just relax, eat some dinner, and then tomorrow get out and start chunking up some wood and chopping some up so that I've got firewood for the fireplace. Woo-hoo. So, anyways, thanks for watching, perverts.